Hello, world. Welcome to the launch of um, Africanizer the First. Africanizer the First is a channel which will look at the Africa in diaspora and in Africa and the African people in general, despite their color where they come from. I'm just going to cover the whole Africa aspect of things. It used to be called Ebukeleni. Ebukeleni was the name before it was called Africa. You can check it in your. You can actually go and Google it and find out from those who have actually are scholars. Right. I felt that we should know who we are as African people. We are actually going to explore the rich tapestry of Africa's social, political, economic landscapes and entertainment as it is. Entertainment. We are the gurus of entertainment wherever we are, in America, in Jamaica, in Africa itself, South, North, and actually in the world. We are the most resilient type of people because we're going through so much as Africans, and we still go through so much. Some of it is of our own making. Uh, yeah, so we are going to delve into the lessons learned on perhaps learned by current African leadership, for instance, from the African messengers of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. When we are talking about the African messengers of today and tomorrow, um, we become a bit of divide and conquer. Civilization, humanity has become a battleground for divide, rule, and conquer strategies rather than promised land of all humankind. Yeah, I personally draw inspiration from humble yet sophisticated thinkers and enablers, like, for instance, the most current person who inspired this channel is a man called, is a Kenyan guy called Frederick Marwa, the humble Kenyano. That's what I call him. Humbled Kenyano. That's what I call him. I love that guy. Mm. People like Hodomaya. Hodomaya is a Ghanaian young small friend, and we all draw the inspiration from a small continent of Jamaica. Small continent, I call it, because they are, Jamaicans can be a small island, but they're a continent um, who preserve the religious doctrine through great messengers like Marcus Garvey and Bob Marley. As we launch Africanize the first on the map, we dream of United Africa under the OAU, a place where humans want to live once we stop exploitation of Africans by Africans, their natural resources, the extractive and get rich schemes which is happening, we see it in our face. We challenge the notion of African leadership led by emotions and greed, advocating said for the wisdom and reasoning. We promise, no, sorry, we promote rather than promise. We can't promise anything, can we? We only promote a doctrine of sustainability that feeds from one plate per individual and leave the rest for tomorrow's generation, understanding tomorrow's children are born of us and that life is a temporary state of being. Life itself is a temporary state of being. I'm here and gone tomorrow. So while we are here, you should think like this. You've got children, not even, they're not your directly, but the children of Africa, of African descent, melanin, with melanin, this is melanin. Those children, they look up to us, and we're not showing much as in the sense of leadership. Um, in the words which I can borrow from Bob Nasser Mali, Bob Nestor Mali, he's a great guy. His song I shot the sheriff, but not the deputy. What did he mean? He meant we need aim to expose the evils that kill our future seeds, our continent. We are not politicians, but men and women of reason. Men and women of reason. I'm not a politician, but I'm a man of reason. So I urge you to join on this enlightening journey, as we explore the depth of African history, culture, potential. You can subscribe to Africanizer the first, now available on your nearest YouTube channel. Remember, don't limit yourself to think and joining as an African because of your skin color. All humanity is from the motherland. All humanity. It doesn't matter whether you're white, as you call yourself. I haven't seen a white man really. I've only seen a brown people, and black people like me. We are sort of browny, dark brown. Oh yeah, they're black people for real. But white, yeah, maybe yeah, they are there. I have to find out. Yeah, there are some people who are white really, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I don't see why it should be a big issue, because the only thing we should have in common is everyone has got a heart and a backside, and we all go to toilet, and we all do the same things. We feel emotions, we feel pain. Why don't you come together as a world? Because why I'm saying so, I'm not trying to be a preacher, but we're given this world by the Almighty God to come and show love. Show love to each other as a people. Show me love. Join Africanizer the first. Please comment. What should I say? Comment and give ideas, suggestions, likes, dislikes. It is a debating space. And we will carry on, because right now Africanizer is being started in a diaspora state. I wish I was in Africa, but I do have to launch it from England. Yeah, because this is where I am. I'm in the space of England. Um, I just wanted to talk a bit about who inspired this podcast. I don't want to uh, leave out uh, my mentor, who is my father, and what he has done. My father, I come from Zimbabwe, by the way. I should say where I'm coming from. I come from Zimbabwe, and Zimbabweans soon forget who they are, because my father, GG, Gordon Godfrey, is the one and only person who actually came up with the idea of inviting Bob Marley to come to Zimbabwe, on the independence and sing for us. I got a picture of him. This is Gigi here and Bob Marley. That's my dad and Bob Marley. They were there, and actually, there's an article which was written regarding this fine gentleman by a very able professor, Zindi. Yeah, Zindi of the University of Zimbabwe did put up an article. And why Gigi was instrumental to do all this is because He was friends to two boy, Uncle Tekere. Two boy Tekere. We call him Uncle because they were friends with my father for life. And my father actually knew people like Chitepo for life. So we are born out of ZANU, but we are not ZANU. I'm not ZANU. I'm not political. I'm not ZANU. If the ZANU was going to do good things, I will support them wholeheartedly. And besides, what I want also to address is an issue that it seems we're indebted to ZANU for the liberation. But they volunteered. We volunteered to go and fight to liberate your own people. You were not forced to go there. So you are not entitled to anything. What you are entitled to, or what you are supposed to be doing, is show us the way. Make Zimbabwe great again, like Donald Trump says about America. You understand? Make Zimbabwe stop doing all these very ugly and nasty things to your own people. Stop taking what's not yours. Just, you are elected, you should be answerable to your own people as a government, as a people. You are not supposed to be putting them down. These are the people. We love the name ZANU. We love what they did for us, but it wasn't like, you were employed to do it or you were wounded. We all fought the war in our own way. We did, even if I didn't pull the trigger, but I did. Like, for instance, my father took Bob Marley from wherever it was to come and sing for us in Zimbabwe. And that actually inspired a lot of people to know their rights, their get up, stand up and fight for your rights, for instance. That's a Chimurenga song. Like I say, Chimurenga, someone was talking about the gods of Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe is a very unique place where it's like the Bermuda Triangle. It has got powers, and they've got the gods which used to speak to people, and even the white settlers used to know about this. They have got powers of the country. Anyway, this was just a podcast to say I'm launching this fascinating, fantastic channel in honor of this gentleman, Bob Marley, GG. There's a man called Job Kadengu. Let's not forget about him. He's the man who donated his limousine to Mugabe when Smith didn't want to come and pick him from the Liberation War. Job Kadengu did put his foot forward and said, look, there's a car for you to use. And they fell out because when that limousine was used, it needed repairs after a while. But then when they invoiced the government, which is the ZANU government, he was told that, oh, that was your contribution towards the liberation struggle. They said, no, this is a business transaction. You got to pay for it. Then things went south. He was doing a business transaction. He found himself suing ZANU, and he found that himself being fired from his job, accused of stealing a car, and eventually incarcerated and died prematurely because the man had conditions. And being put in a, like Job Sikala, in a prison is not tough enough. It wasn't tough enough to withstand that, and without his medication, he was entitled to his medication. Unfortunately, he died. Job Kadengu, let me extra say this. He is the man who, at Skyline Motel, because when Bob Marley came to the country, all the hotels were filled with people from all over the world because they were wishing Zimbabwe well. And when he came, when Bob Marley came, there was nowhere to put him except at Skyline Motel. The owner of Skyline Motel was Job Kadengu, a very good family friend, very thick friend with my father. And my father was behind the scene, and even to bring the cars to give to our president, Robert Mugabe. But we found that in the long run, when they criticize the way the governance was going on, there was a lot of corruption, there was a lot of things happening within the party. They soon found themselves incarcerated, and we found ourselves in a situation where we had to leave the country. Personally, I had to leave the country because I don't think I would have qualified for anything except being a target of conspiracy. Anyway, given the issue, I'm not going to be political. I'm going to be an Africanizer. I want a united Africa. What's happening now north of Zimbabwe and in Africa in general, we can see that we are moving in the right direction, like with Kenya, has now allowed Africans not to come to Kenya without passports, which is a great move forward towards what United States of Africa are. There are a lot of places, Ghana, and Africans in diaspora, they call themselves, they are not African. But do you know your history as a black person? Do you know about slavery? Do you know why light-skinned people are favored than those who are dark-skinned of the melanin? And do you know how precious your melanin color is? You are a really a God's person. God wanted you to be that color. And God wanted us to be this color, but He wants us, white, black, pink, and so on, to be united, not to hate each other. That's why He gave us this blue world. If you go in the space, did you see how the world is? It's blue and peaceful. So we call upon the Russians killing the invading. Is it the Polish? No, not the Polish. They haven't started invading the Polish. What are those people they're invading now? The Ukrainian. If we could stop and think what we are doing, this is one world. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't kill the Ukrainian. Neither should we kill the Russians. We should embrace each other as one people, one love, as my beloved messenger, Bob Nestor Marley said. Having said that, I think we should end the podcast here, and you should subscribe, comment, and we'll look forward to be talking on this podcast. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you so much. It's a new podcast. It's a new baby in town. So subscribe again, dislike or like. We are here to stay.